Hello everyone and welcome back to this Q&A about right riches for you. The one and only access class that triggers so many judgments, contraction and points of view, because once you mention the word rich, you go, ugh. Well, welcome to a world of judgments. And what if we could all change this with total ease? I think I've mentioned it that the class title itself is kind of a facilitation on changing your point of view, because once you get over your point of view and over your judgments about money and being rich, it will be total ease for you to be rich. And rich is more than just having money. We learn from our childhood on that everything is about money and that money actually changes your character and turns you into this evil. And there are so many examples out there where mean people are rich, but being rich doesn't turn them into evil. My point of view is that mean people are mean just because they can. They kind of by coincidence have to have money. Hello everyone, people are jumping on. Hi Marita. Hi Bianca. People are joining from all over the world. Welcome. Susanna, hello. So I have some questions left that I would like to talk about today. Questions that I received when I posted the Right Riches for You class. Question number 1 for today. What abilities do I have to be rich? Well, is it really an ability that you have to be rich, or is it a choice? Well, my point of view is being rich is not something we need an ability for. Being rich is a choice. We can choose to be rich because our point of view creates our reality. And my question to you is, what limitation kind of doesn't allow you? What point of view do you have that doesn't allow you to have riches in your life, to have money, to live under the abundance of the universe? Because everything is available there. Nature functions from abundance. There's always enough. There's enough air to breathe. There's enough water to drink. There's enough sunlight. Nature doesn't judge. It's just there for everyone who is willing to receive it. Nature is there. The sun doesn't shine on this particular area for a certain amount of hours because this person deserves the sun. No, the sun has no point of view. It shines for everyone, everywhere. It's your choice to go out and enjoy it. The same energy, the same principle applies to money. Money is there. There is an abundance of money, and it's your choice to actually receive it and to have it and to enjoy it. What keeps us from being that are our points of views, our judgments about money. So many people are afraid of the judgments. First of all, once you are rich, people will judge you. Once you're rich, you will become evil. You will lose your kindness. You will become this mean asshole, the ruthless one. That doesn't really apply to you. Only because other people are choosing to be that doesn't mean that money turns you into that. So going back to the question about the ability, what ability do you need to have to reach? The ability to choose, the willingness to choose, and the willingness to receive. Having money and having the right riches for you is actually doing what works for you and starting that exchange of gifting and receiving. It's not you having something, it's you receiving, and as you receive, you are gifting, you're contributing. Money is an energy, and energy always moves. So what's really important when we talk about right riches and creating business and money is keeping that flow going. Because if you don't add energy in, you can't actually give energy out. So the ability you need to have the right riches from you is actually the willingness to receive, the willingness to give, and the willingness to have no point of view about what money means to you and what riches means to you. And there are amazing tools and techniques that we will go through in our 2.5-day class. And the reason why it's 2.5 days is because I think that the points of view people grow up with are kind of intense and are hidden. So sometimes it takes a while until you allow yourself to discover where these limitations are. And sometimes it takes more than just one question to find out where you are limited. Hi, William. Hello. And there is Elisa from Castelborgone. Hello. Nice to have you on here. So it's actually practicing to have no point of view. It's practicing to not care about the judgments of others. And there are a lot of judgments around money. I think it's the area that's most judged, at least today, 2020. But that doesn't mean that it's difficult or that it's impossible to actually put yourself in the state of no judgment, no point of view. It's practicing it. It's training a muscle of getting out of that state of being afraid of being judged and caring about the judgments of others. I mean, you can receive feedback and you can listen to what people tell you, but you don't have to buy into the lie. You don't have to turn it into a limitation. It's kind of when you function from the point of view of others, you're always the result of the points of view of others. And then you can only react to those points of view of others. When you are actually functioning from what works for me, what do I know, you can take action. And when then someone says, well, judging you, you're mean, you're ruthless, oh my God, how come you ended up being that person? Well, interesting point of view. Thank you for your judgment. Thank you for your statement. Thank you for your opinion. And then you can leave it where it is. You don't have to react to it. You don't have to react to others. And you don't have to persuade others that your way of functioning, that your way of choosing is the right way. This is where another tool that I love using in my life, in my business, comes into the game. It's allowance. Allowance that everybody has choice to do what works for them. And being rich and living a life of abundance is not something that everyone desires to choose. So it's not the right way to be. And this is why the class is called Right Riches for You, because you choose what works for you. And another question also was, how can it be that there is a right way to be rich? Is there a wrong way? No, there is no right way and there is no wrong way. There is just your way. You choose what works for you and you choose what's fun for you. And what's fun for you and what works for you might not work for other people. And if they don't have the tools and if they don't desire to live a life without judgment, they will judge you just because they can and not because they are mean. You are just a convenient target for them. They hate money. They see you having money. Of course they go after you. Well, you just could say thank you for that judgment and move on. And this is actually the state of being rich, not giving any meaning to what other people think about you. This is the state where no judgment turns you into that free being. You will free yourself from being the result of judgments of others. And this is what allows you to choose what works for you. And it doesn't have to be money only. I actually mentioned that on a Facebook Live I did the other day while I was going out for a run. The choice to contribute to your body, to say, okay, I'm leaving my computer, I'm doing some sports, I'm going for a run, that you allow yourself to be that, to nurture you, to do what works for you. That's part of being rich, because you can choose what works for you. The freedom to choose is part of richness. The freedom to choose what works for you is part of being rich. You can have all the money on our planet, sitting on your bank account and not being able to enjoy life and living because you are holding on to it, you're afraid of losing it. So money doesn't really make you happy unless you choose happiness. And this is also something I'm going to talk about in this 2.5-day class, how to actually have joy and ease and glory, where you include money in all your life and living. It's not this either or, you're either happy and poor or you're rich and lonely. This is a limitation that this reality uses to actually stop people from creating, because they are afraid of rich people. Why? Because once you have lots of money sitting on your bank account, you can actually change stuff easily, because money rules the world. That's a fact. It's probably not the best way that people can manage their lives, but we live in 2020. We live in a reality where money is important, where money is dominant, and where the golden rule applies. And the golden rule is very easy. Who has the gold makes the rules. So knowing that, being aware of that, we have to ask the question, how can we use that to our advantage? So fighting against the fact that money is intense, that money is dominant, that everything is ruled and is about money, is not really the smartest option. But making a lot of money, having it, and then changing that, that's way easier for me, because you don't have to fight against anything. You can choose what works for you, and you can actually contribute to you can contribute to your life, you can create the way you want to see the world in the next 10, 20, 30 days. And if you then add a benevolent element to your creations, you could also take into the account future generations. So what would it take that future generations could be able to enjoy our planet, to enjoy nature as we do today? So are you including the beyond, the next generation in your choices? Are you just creating for you for now? Are you functioning from I want this, I want to have it? Or are you actually creating to have more for you and everyone who comes after you? That's what I call being benevolent, which is another specialty that I am facilitating, but this comes later. Let's go back to right riches for you, and let's see what other questions we have here. How can I get out of the fidelity of lack, scarcity, and enough to survive, to perceive wealth and be rich? Well, I know you don't like this answer, but this is actually a choice. It's a choice to stop buying into the lies and limitations of this reality. And there are processes to help you, to make that easier for you. What I especially like about the Right Riches for You class is that they also include energetic processes, like the energy pool. It's kind of, a meditation where you work with energy, where you train yourself to pull energy, to flow energy, to trigger elements in your life that you have, or the life that you want to have. My favorite energetic process that I'm applying to my life is actually energy shopping. We all know when we go shopping, we want the Louboutin shoes, we want the Gucci bag, we want the Mercedes car. So we always think going shopping means buying items. So what if you allowed yourself to do energy shopping, to go out and tap into the energy of a happy person, to tap into the energy of someone who totally enjoys the body, enjoys food, enjoys running, or enjoys just being in nature, or is just happy with who they are being at the moment. And if you see people, or if you see things that nurture you, and if you then ask these energies to be part of your life, you are creating them, and you can practice that. So instead of asking for items to show up, you could invite certain energies to show up in your life. The energy of excitement, the energy of, wow, I'm creating it, I can do that. The energy of creating something greater. It can be a class, it can be a project, it can be whatever. It's the fun of the journey and not the result of it. Because one thing that I still want to mention, it's not about coming to an end or finding a result. A lot of people think that once they win in the lottery, all their problems are solved. Then they have a certain amount of money on their bank account and then they can start living. Well, my point of view is, oh my gosh, you have no idea how bored you will be. So what if there was no end result? What if the ongoing process of creation was what we call having a life and living? And it's not about coming to an end or reaching a certain goal. You have reached that goal the day you die, and then creation is over. But until then, you could actually allow yourself to enjoy every moment, every day. And this is what right riches is for me, the ability to enjoy every single moment of your life and to have way more smiles on your face than wrinkles because you're being worried. And this is the way you can measure your own success. If you have more smiles on your face than wrinkles because you're worried, you are a success. And every single smile, every wow, awesome, it is a success. And then you can add money to this. But true success comes from inside. It's not the money that people pay you. That comes from inside. And the more you acknowledge those little miracles that you create every day, the more you acknowledge them, the more you will allow money to flow towards you. And well, this is what right riches for you will be about. Finding your way, finding a way to live your life, to have a living where actually smiling is your new state of being actually happy, being satisfied with everything, and also knowing that whatever shows up in your life, you will be able to handle it. It's kind of leaving that roller coaster of, oh my God, it's so great, and now it's so horrible, and now I'm so happy and everything works, and the next day you go, oh my God, everything is different now. We all enjoy this roller coaster, but don't allow that to limit you. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the ups and enjoy the downs, and then choose what works for you, and you will have a life and living that will be a total contribution to you and to the people around you and to your business and to your financial reality. So if that is something that you want more of, if you want to dive into the possibilities of actually creating a life and living that's full of smiles, successful smiling, you might want to join our evening taster. For those of you who are not sure to take a full 2.5 day class, there is an evening taster, an hour and a half, where we'll tap into that and we will see, what lies can we detect, what roadblocks can we remove, and where are all these judgments that we should look at before we kind of, destroy and uncreate them and remove them. We don't need to find out where they come from and why we have them and why we buy into them. It's way too time intensive. You just look at it, remove it, and then you move on. So let's prepare our highway of happiness, remove the roadblocks, and then let's just enjoy the ride together. The ride that I call having a life full of excitement, joy, fun, and glory. So if this is something you want to try out, we are starting tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. European time, and Saturday, Sunday, it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Well, I think that was it. There are no more questions. So enjoy your evening, and if I see you tomorrow, you will actually create a smile on my face. So see you tomorrow, my friends. Bye bye.